5 aircraft common in U.S. Navy aircraft carrier. The presence of aircraft carriers is arguably the greatest display of military might other than the use of nuclear weapons. A nation's degree of military power can be drastically altered by having the ability to establish an airbase anywhere in the world at any time. The aircraft that these ships can take off and land on their decks are more significant to this video than the ships themselves, which are fascinating to study. Hello, welcome back to our channel. Today we will discuss 5 aircraft that are common in every U.S. Navy aircraft carrier. But before we start, like our video and hit the subscribe button to get updated in our daily videos. Thanks! All the equipment, personnel, and staff that are present at a land-based airbase are also part of a carrier's air wing. Still, running a floating airbase with thousands of service members on board is nothing like normal. Not all aircraft on a carrier are solely focused on offensive or defensive objectives, even though most of them are meant to be used for missions. There are also certain aircraft that are unique to aircraft carriers and are only used there. Let's examine the planes that fly around the globe on the decks of American aircraft carriers in this video. F-18 Super Hornet. The most recent iterations of the F-18 Legacy Hornet are the supersonic twin-engine fighter attack aircraft, the F A-18E, and its sister aircraft, the F A-18F. These aircraft can be used for a range of support and strike missions in addition to multi-role fighter operations. The aircraft was first created and manufactured by McDonnell Douglas, later merged with Boeing, and it was first used by the U.S. Navy in 1999. Despite being in production for more than 20 years and seeing service in various capacities worldwide, such as during Operation Iraqi Freedom, the jet has not yet reached the end of its useful life. The Navy extended its agreement with Boeing in 2021 to receive 78 more of the appreciated fighters, and it hasn't shown any signs of intending to phase out the model anytime soon. However, the manufacturer declared that F A-18 production would cease in 2025, citing waning demand for the fighter relative to Lockheed Martin's most recent offering, the F-35. Boeing EA-18G Growler. The U.S. Navy's Growler is a particularly unusual weapon, having been developed from the F A-18 Super Hornet. The Growler specializes in electronic warfare, an aspect of naval conflict that is frequently disregarded. The aircraft, designed by Boeing but equipped with Northrop Grumman mission systems, is designed to interfere with enemy communications and cause disruptions to other operations. It should come as no surprise that the plane has become well-liked and is used by both U.S. and Allies military forces. Lockheed Martin F-35C Lighting II. Lockheed Martin's F-35 is the most recent all-purpose fighter to be added to the U.S. Navy's inventory. The F-35C can operate as a carrier in all weather conditions, but the F-35A designed for land-based and F-35B are designed via STOL operations. The carrier-based fighter, which entered U.S. Navy service in 2019, has proven to be the aircraft of the future for naval aerial warfare by successfully completing numerous missions. Allies have expressed their belief that the aircraft will serve as the cornerstone of carrier-based air superiority for the ensuing decades, or at least until 2070, and the U.S. plan to acquire over 2,500 F-35 within the next 20 years. Northrop Grumman SE Greyhound. Cargo service for U.S. Navy aircraft carriers is the sole use of the Grumman SE Greyhound, a dedicated cargo and personnel transport aircraft. It's one of the biggest aircraft that can operate from a carrier with a size comparable to some regional jets. The first cargo plane to be based on an AEW aircraft, the aircraft was specially designed by Northrop Grumman using the E2 Hawkeye as a model. Versions of the aircraft, which went into service in 1966, are still in use today and are vital to aircraft carriers. The plane is essential to delivering temporary supplies, which makes its purpose very different from any other aircraft on this list. Mail delivery, which is almost entirely done by the C-2, is essential to keeping crew morale high, particularly during trying times. The C-2 Greyhound is the aircraft used to transport VIPs and media representatives to aircraft carriers. Northrop Grumman E2 Hawkeye. The Navy's airborne early warning AEW systems rely heavily on the E2 Hawkeye, as its name suggests, which provides intelligence on enemy positions, activities, and targets. The enormous radar dome affixed to the top of the aircraft's fuselage makes it instantly identifiable. Being one of the aircraft types with the longest carrier service histories, this twin-engine, turboprop-driven aircraft has been stationed on U.S. aircraft carriers since 1960. Most aircraft of its type were developed from pre-existing airframes, but the E2 Hawkeye was special because it was the first to be completely designed from the ground up specifically for AEW operations. There have been 88 built of the most recent Hawkeye variant, the E2D, which made its carrier debut in the United States in 2007. Apart from the United States Navy, the Hawkeye has been deployed by Allies air forces worldwide. There you have it, 5 most common aircraft found in every U.S. carrier. I hope you enjoy our video. Don't forget to subscribe and like our video. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.